Hi friends, I thought we'd talk to you today about my chronic pain. Since I didn't sleep at all last night, I watched the clock go from midnight to 1 to 2 to 4 and 6 o'clock this morning. And I finally decided to just get up and try to get something done, because we've got quite a bit to do here on our property. And so our plans today had to be altered again, kind of the story of our lives. August 25th, here coming up soon, will be 38 years since the accident that caused my back and leg problems. So I had a number 7 plus pain level all night. So when I get to 8, I can't drive, I can't function, and
Talk.
I'm almost there. Have a hard time talking. Kind of act like I'm tired or intoxicated. I'm tired. I'm not intoxicated.
It's hard to form sentences.
So she's used to finishing the sentence for me. So, you know, in the early years after my accident, I was working, of course. I was off for 13 months, and then I went back to work to feed my family. And it would scare me when I'd have a night that I wouldn't sleep very much or at all. And it'd make me real anxious and real nervous. And didn't make me unsleepy or anything, but it kind of frightened me, bring fear. And I've learned to just not let it take over, because it doesn't change anything. So I just, if I need a nap, I just have to take a nap. And I'm disabled. I don't work anymore officially, so I am able to take a nap. But Becky had a Uncle Howard in Spokane, and we'd go see him at least once a year. And he'd always, in long about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he'd say, "I gotta go take a 20-minute nap." Of course, I was 25 and 30 years old. I never understood what's 20 minutes gonna do. But now that I'm 64, 20 minutes does a lot. And a lot of times I'll lay down and I might not sleep, but I'll get to what we call that sweet spot. And it revives me. I don't know the science or the medicine behind it, but it works. So, I know a lot of you out there have chronic pain. And it's my goal to help you, since I have been at it for 38 years. I've learned a lot of tricks. I haven't been able to make the pain go away, but we've learned how to live our life around it. So I will let my wife tell you her part of the story about when I don't sleep and how nice and happy and friendly I am.
Oh my goodness. Well, and I don't know how it is with all of you that have chronic pain, if this is something that just happened over, like you got hurt or have a condition and it, started instantly. But my guess is probably it has developed over time with surgeries or injuries. I mean, that didn't heal properly, or, you got what you got and you live with it. So with Brent, this sleepiness has actually come, I'd say probably within the last 3 years, but it's been years before that when he wouldn't sleep, and that's why we worked our business around it. How many times did, you wake up and you say, "Can you call our customers and tell them I'm running late?" And that was one thing with our business, is we worked our business around his abilities for the most part, and disabilities also, because there were things he couldn't do. And sometimes that was not start work till noon. So we would just have to, we set up our schedule so that I might not have to call everybody that day if he started late, maybe just the first one, and he'd be able to get to the other, calls in the time frame we gave him. But it is hard dealing with a sleepy husband, like now when he's talking. He is really having to concentrate on what he is saying. So it makes a difference. And I can tell when he's sleepy, and he loses his train of thought real easy, and then he gets frustrated because, as he said, I will try and finish the sentences for him, and I'm not always right on what the sentence was going to be. Usually I am, but then that's frustrating. So I guess my thoughts from my experiences to those who live with someone who is in chronic pain is the biggest thing, and what I lack in and I'm working is patience, because we start days and we think, okay, we're going to do this. It could be we're going to do a video, we're going to go take a drive, we're going to go take the grandkids somewhere, or we're going to do this with friends. And we have to change them. And, for the most part, it's him. I do suffer from migraines, so we have to occasionally, it's my pain that we have to, give up a plan for. But typically it's Brent. And so we have, a lot of times have to have a backup plan. Okay, we can't do this today, but what can we do? We weren't at first going to even do a video today because he didn't sleep. And so, as you could tell with the beginning of the video, like I said, it's hard for him to talk. It's hard for him to put those sentences together. So it's a little bit longer for him to say what's on his mind. But then we thought, it's probably a good day to do it because you see what it's like. It's a struggle. And it's disappointing for both of us, when we have to change things up. But we've just had to come to terms with it. And I will say it does take a lot of prayer and a lot of biting your tongue sometimes, because when they don't sleep, they're short. And
No.
yeah. So patience, biting the tongue. Sometimes just letting them be. Just going off, doing your own thing. Let them, make sure that you let them take a nap. That does help. But you just have to have patience. And also, another thing is to have maybe an outlook. I'm part of, and I haven't posted to it because, to be honest, when I read it, it's a spousal support group for people in chronic pain and with chronic conditions, and I don't post on it because I read that and I feel like I've got life really pretty good compared to a lot of them. But it does make me realize how good I do have it when I do read some of their posts, because some of them are living with spouses that are bedridden, who have memory issues, who have, to be cared for 24/7. And he doesn't have any of that. He gets in pain, and sometimes I have to do things for him. Sometimes he's going to make calls and take care of stuff, because I did that with our HVAC business. I was the one that was always on the phone because it wasn't easy for him to make calls throughout the day. And I get really sick of being on the phone and dealing with stuff, and so he'll say, I'll take that over. But then the day, he's supposed to take it, he can't do it. He's not able to make the call, so it falls on me again. Not always. I don't want to paint a real drab picture, but it is reality that we just have to live day to day, wouldn't you say? And sometimes it's hour by hour. Sometimes you feel really rotten in the morning, and
Yeah, then throughout the day I'll kind of get revived and can go again. Or sometimes I
the reverse.
go like crazy in the morning, and by 2 or 3 o'clock I'm hurting so bad I have to shut it down. So You know, like the rest of you, we do what we have to do, and yeah, it could certainly be worse. That's true. But you know, talking about you finishing my sentence, I don't know, probably 25 years ago, I went to Promise Keepers in Boulder, Colorado with our pastor, and listened to Gary Smalley speak, and he would talk about how men need 500 words a day and women need about 10,000. So
Yep.
some days when I'm hurting, I mean, and I don't really mean to do this, but I'm not real attentive, so I don't hear all of her 10,000 words.
And I'll say, I told you, we're going to do something.
No, you
And he'll
didn't.
swear upside, and I keep, how many times do I say, I need to record you, or record myself, telling you.
It works both ways. Not as much the other way, but it does. You know, we're so busy. Life is just busy and go. And you know, I could tell a quick story about. I always heard about my grandmother. She did laundry in Scappoose Creek in Oregon, and she'd do it with a washboard. And then eventually they were able to buy a washing machine, but they had to make enough money to buy the washing machine. So now my point is, we have all these conveniences, but they have to be paid for. So, we work to buy the washing machine to be able to slow down, just as an analogy. But
It's the little rat wheel or hamster wheel.
what do they call it? The rat race.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rat race, and it is a rat race, and it is for everyone. So don't think that the rest of us aren't seeing and feeling your heartaches. We want to try to help alleviate that, because we've been blessed. We've been married 43 years, and we're still married, still love each other, and
Some days we might not like each other.
some days more than others, but reminds me of Jimmy Stewart in Shenandoah. He asked his
Doug McClure. Yeah.
asked his prospective son-in-law, "Do you like her?" "Oh yeah, I love her." "No, I didn't say that. Do you love her, or do you like her?" And well, sometimes we love for sure down deep, but there's
Sometimes
moments
very
in the
deep.
day we don't like. Anyway,
No.
so trying to be a little light-hearted, but it's true. And I'd love to read your comments if you want to make comments, and like and subscribe. And like you always hear with YouTube videos, it's true. We do need you to do that. Help support us. And
Give suggestions. If you have chronic pain, or you're the spouse of someone that has chronic pain. I slept all night and I still can't talk. Put down your suggestions of what you do to help your spouse, what you do as the one suffering that keeps you going. Because unfortunately, we know there are hundreds of thousands of you out there that do deal with pain issues. And how do you get through the day, the hour, the minute, some days, of it. So please leave your suggestions. And I did forget one thing that I should mention on the spouse side, and that is kind of goes with the patience, but give grace. I say a lot, I'm sorry. But when you don't feel good and you're short and you just need something done, or you need something to happen, sometimes you're not real pleasant about you're asking of it or you're telling, or you can get real demanding and stuff. It's really hard. Sometimes, back to biting my tongue, he'll say something, or me, and you just have to give grace, and you have to realize where that response or that question, where that came from within them. It's the pain speaking. It's not them. And there's been many a time we've had to apologize for the way something came across. Sometimes we have to tell each other, you said something and it really hurt. It upset me, and you need to say you're sorry. And so giving the grace, and then sometimes things are just like, it's okay, I'm just gonna let it go. Doesn't matter in the big scheme of things. I understand where the source of this is coming from. We'll just let it go. So anyway, like you said, put some suggestions, like, subscribe. I know you've got other tips.
We'd like to make a community with all you people, and you husbands or wives, you don't feel like you ever get to hear your side of the story. Well, we want to hear it. We'd like you to comment, and we'd like other subscribers to our channel to be able to read your comments and share with us your strengths and your weaknesses, and it'll do us all good. With that, we'll say goodbye, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.